Welcome in. Did Lumibricks just release their best set yet? Based on my experience with the barbershop, you would have a hard time convincing me otherwise. Stay tuned to find out more. Hi everybody, I'm Dallas. Welcome back to my channel. This is the Barbershop, Lumibricks' latest release in the Street Fusion series. It's set number 19012, has 2,557 pieces. It is 21 LED spots and 83 printed pieces with 0 stickers. This set took me about 6 hours to build. I built it over 3 days and was, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would probably put this at an 11. I absolutely loved this set. Everything about it looks good. It went together well. I had no problems, no pieces missing, no problems with the LED lights, which has been a thing that I've had to deal with a time or two with Lumibricks. This set was sent to me by Lumibricks. I am an affiliate sponsor. I will have a link in the description, so if you decide to purchase, anytime you click on that link, it does help out me, does help my channel. It'll be greatly appreciated. So without any further ado, let me start my time lapse to kind of show you how the build went, and then I'll catch you on the other side. All right, guys, so here I am just building the first 3 stages. It's pretty straightforward build. What I try to like to do is do a time lapse and then kind of show you what all the finished product is. So primarily doing the first floor. You're going to see a lot of detail built up within that first area here. You know, the front windows, they got some displays there for the wigs, for the hairstyles that they're doing. I don't have my lights set up here yet, but you're going to see, you're going to get to that. Come around the corner here, this is the iconic barbershop pole that you're going to see. When that actually lights up, it does rotate throughout all the lights to kind of make it look like it's moving. So here's your waiting area for the front customer seating lounge. More areas in there. That hole you see in the floor there is going to be that floor is actually removable, which you'll see here later. And there'll be a lot more detail in there. So I've always been pretty impressed with the tile work on these. I think the tiles that all of these modular buildings type do is really, really neat. So I have a lot of fun doing those. The mirrors there, when I get the city part, or when I get the chairs and stuff put back in, those are actual mirrors, so it's kind of a deal. So as I go on to step 2, this is bags 4, 5, and 6, and here's ended up being the finished product. So that marquee is very, very great. It's really cool how they print that. I'll touch bases on that in a little bit. But yeah, those are all individually printed pieces that come together so that they, you know, there's no spacing errors or anything like that. So kind of an overhead view of look at all that detail. You know, you got your chairs, you have all the barber equipment. Stairs going to lead up to the second floor. The stairs are actually where that's going to come apart so you can open it up on the back. So you always want to do a light check. I did do a light check at the end of bags book 1. And yeah, everything worked absolutely perfect. So had no problems whatsoever. Looks good, a lot of detail. You're going to hear me say this a lot. I am just thoroughly impressed with this set. So moving on to book 2, we're going to start the second floor, which is an attorney's office. And the attorney, he has a lot of detail in his office too. So I try to put these time lapse together, show you exactly how everything goes, and you can just see as it comes together how great it is. So I always build with my lights on so that I make sure I don't lose anything, and so I always wonder how I end up with so many problems at the end. So but outside, you can up close to the attorney's area, Get all of his books, all of his office set up. Stairs are going to lead up to the 3rd floor, which is kind of odd because of how that works out. I don't know if it's his apartment up above, but just kind of person in the 3rd floor has to go through the attorney's office to get up there. So can't have it all. So really cool how they used that tire there for the seat. So working my way up to the 3rd floor. This is an apartment. With the apartment, they again, I don't know if that's the attorneys or who that is, but really neat the way this back opens up. So I just had so much fun putting this thing together. I can't say enough. So, and here you see the finished product. So again, everything I've said, every detail that you see here, I don't know that I've seen a Lumibricks set with more detail than this one. So all the printed tiles look good. The way the back opens up on this set, so you can pull things out, look at the inside. It just looks absolutely fantastic. So, here's the top marquee on top of the building. Here's again, open it up on the back to see all 3 floors, so you can check out all that detail. So, look at that bedroom. That's a bedroom, and that's a little TV there that you'll see in a second. So, attorney's office lit up at night. The 1st floor of the barbershop. Those chairs actually spin and move, just like barber chairs move. So, the wigs and hair displays in the front. So, just an immaculate set. All right, we'll get started on the bottom floor here. This is Beard Bob's Barbershop. There's Bob, our local barber. One of the things that makes this set unique is our barbershop pole that we have over here to the side. Every small town has one of these. Growing up, ours was right in the center of town. Comes around over here. It's got some stairs. It's going to lead up to an attorney's office. And we'll touch bases on that one here in a second. You can kind of get a look through the front window of the attorney. And here he is walking out for his morning cup of coffee and to get a shot at the local newspaper. So come up to the 3rd floor. This is an apartment. Our little gal here is working her way home to go up to her apartment, and going to have some pretty neat stuff up in there. So come around over to the side. It's got a little balcony. The stairs that are going to get us to the 2nd floor. And up on top here is our roof for the our marquee for the barbershop. So one of the things that makes this set unique is it is they call it a multi-form modular building. So in a second I'll be flipping around to the back so you can get the inside. The back opens up 180 degrees so you can get a good look at what's on the inside. And they actually pull out too, so you can take it out, get an up close look of everything you see on the inside. So very, very neat set. As I indicated, I love the color scheme. I love the marquee for Bob's Barbershop. That was a really neat. That's a strip light that just applies right back to the pieces underneath it, and then all of those pieces are individually. They're all printed together as a set, and then they come together. I assume they do that so you can get, you don't have spacing issues or anything like that. So really cool idea. I know some of the other brands don't do it that way, especially when they're using stickers. But man, if you look at that from a distance, that is, it looks like a real shop. It's crazy. So I'm going to come around over here to the other side. May have a hard time doing this with keeping an eye with doing it with one hand with the camera. But the set actually opens up right here. I'm going to have a hard time doing it, but I'll try to get it done here so you can kind of see how this works. You just separate those out, and then you can kind of see everything opens up on the inside. So really, really, really cool build. I'm going to set my camera down and try to get up close pictures of everything just to show you what's going on the inside. All right, here's an inside look at the barbershop. Really, really neat. All of those things on the inside every piece is printed. These chairs actually rotate just like a barbershop would. Upright vacuum over here to pick everything up. All the pieces, as you can tell, are printed. Try to get an up close picture of those. Got the little hair dryer there. Mirrors I thought the mirrors were really, really neat. They actually shine. I mean, you can get an up-close look at them, so pretty neat. Got the different little type of hairdos that they do up on the top there. So all things considered, it was really, really, really cool. Come back over to here. This is, when it is closed, this is a little waiting area. And they've got their magazines on the side there. Just shows you more items. And you can kind of see in the front area here, I'll try to get over this way, they do have the displays of the different hairstyles. So again, apologize for my camera work, but just try to show you, give you a good look at everything. So if I come up, and this actually comes out, does this on each floor, so you can kind of get a good idea of how everything operates. So that's one of the things that makes these multi-forms pretty cool. So, and then they've got little grooves on the side, and you just put those into the grooves right there and slide it back in. All right, we'll head up to the second floor here, and you can kind of see this just opens up just like this, so you can get a good up close and in-touch feel for the second floor. So there's his little copy maker, got his filing cabinet, all the laws of justice, everything you kind of see in there. Come over to his side, and with his closed, it actually looks like, I mean, it's a full-on office. So there's his desk, got all of his equipment, his awards, his books, his filing cabinets. Very, very neat. So, and again, with the multi-form, this actually comes out, so you can get a up-close feel of everything on the inside. So there's his desk, his filing cabinet, his water jug. So much detail for such a small little area. So come over to the other side of the room. That's where he keeps his ping pong table. What attorney wouldn't have that ping pong table? And then, as you said, you can kind of go out this door right here to come out to the side to enjoy your morning coffee with your newspaper. So very clever use of the wheel and tire to make it into a table. That's probably what always amazes me the most about when I'm building these things, is the clever designs of these creators to be able to recreate use different pieces to be able to recreate just crazy. So I would have never thought to use a wheel and tire as a table. All right, and we'll put this back in just like this. Coming up to the third floor is an apartment. So much detail in a little apartment. It's got the bed, the books, got the roller skate, which is about as big as a bed. Figure that one out. All the posters on the wall. I'm going to show you the TV here in just a second. Of course, when this is closed, I mean, everybody's got their hot dog and ketchup in the window. Got a little microwave here. And then come back over to this side is actually the bathroom. And again, that mirrors, that's pretty authentic. So one of the things that sets, same deal, come out the top floor, bring this out so you can kind of see what's done on the inside, get an up close feel of everything, and try to give you a little bit better look on the third floor. So one of the things that makes this pretty cool is over on the side, the lights kind of, there's a piece on the side that you can open and close, and it turns the TV channel. So that light, I'm getting a little bit of reflection off the light, but it makes it looks like you're just changing the channel on the television. So, and it just slides in. So, and then when that's done, it's just that little piece there. They just cleverly put that together to make it look like a electrical box. So the back is pretty plain, nothing major on the back, which is very common. Does have the normal battery pack. I'm using my battery pack versus the chargers. I'll plug it in with all the light system here, but they did put a little thing on the wall so you can just set the battery pack right up together with that. So very, very, very cool. So I like most everything about this set. I couldn't really come up with much that I had issue with. I think Lumibricks knocked it out of the park with this. I've done the record shop, which was phenomenal. I've done the antique store. I did Shakespeare Theater. all of those were good, and I had no problems with them. But for whatever reason, this one just registered a little bit closer to home with me. So I like every single thing about it. So on a scale 1 to 10, as I said, I would put this one up as an 11. If you looked at my channel, you know I've done a top 10 video of Lumibricks sets. I do love the medieval theme, but with me having a city, this went straight to the top. I'm going to get it put back together and kind of show you next what it looks like with the lights. That's what it looks like with the lights off. Look how bright that is. I'm in my downstairs brick room, and it is pitch dark. If I had that shut off, everything down here would be just pitch black. And that shows how much it's lighted up. I mean, you can see how much it even lights up my whole entire room. You can kind of still see the boxes. I mean, look how cool that is. So try to get up close with it. Without a doubt, I think that is what makes Lumibricks so unique, is the light sets that go into everything. I've never shied away from the fact that I've had some problems with their lights, but they're getting better. I think the fact that the individual pieces that they have, how you can hide the wires, I mean, it works out well. I would venture to guess that most of the problems I've had with the lights are probably user error. That's why I've never unloaded on Lumibricks. I did have an issue with one of them where it actually came out of the box with a broken wire. I contacted them. They shipped me out one right away. So, all right, one of the things I like to show is how this multi-form modular opens up. You can see they got the tiles down there, so it just slides right into place. Just slides out, does a 180, comes into place, and then as you go to close it, just slides right back over the top, locks into place. I have a hard time doing this, but down here, there's a little clip that just locks that back into place, and you would never notice a difference. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hook it up with some other Street Fusion sets and some of the other builds that I have and show you what an actual street looks like. Here's kind of a look of how things work with the city street. I have 4 Lumibricks sets set up. On the left is a boxing club, which I did right at the beginning of the year. Then we get the barber shop. Next to it is the record shop. And then the one on the end is the antique shop. And just by overall looking at it, and y'all see me tear apart my Lego city, I don't know, several weeks back. So I haven't probably put anything put back together, but I just wanted to get a good feel to show how things kind of go with a city setup. So look at how much light difference there is. You can just notice the improvement of the barber shop over the antique shop. And the antique shop is probably a couple years old. So that shows the improvements that they've made and how many lights they're using. If I kind of come in close here. So barbershop was fantastic. I built that one a couple of months ago. Absolutely loved that. Come over to the barber shop, the record shop, and the amount of interior detail on all of these things still, it just continues to impress me. So, and then when you come over to the antique shop on the end, it kind of gives you a good idea what things look like with the Cityscape. So all in all, that's what it looks like. I got the city bus to build here coming up. That's going to look good in the streets. And well, I've got so many. Who knows which I'm going to do next? But there's a good look at what it looks like with the as everything's put together. So just fantastic. I don't know what more to say than that. It's just overall just fantastic setup by Lumibricks. They knocked it out of the park. So once again, I want to thank Lumibricks for sending this over for review. You know, when I wanted this set and I was ready to buy it, I was just getting ready to go on Amazon and woke up to an email from Claire at Lumibricks and said, would you like to do a collab? And I'm like, absolutely. And she asked what set I wanted to do. And I said, I'm just getting ready to order the barbershop. And they said, we will get it sent out to you. And let me know when your video is posted. So for the folks at Lumibricks that are doing this, thank you. I appreciate it so very, very much. I love it. I don't know what more to say. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry for the choppiness. And once again, please remember to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you think. Take care.